Good morning. It's time now for your tropical update. Now, even though we're on the latter end of the hurricane season, October can still be a very busy month. And right now, we do have some suspect areas that we're watching very closely. First of all, though, across the Gulf of Mexico, we do see a cluster of showers and thunderstorms around the mouth of Mississippi. Right now, we have some very strong wind shear, southwesterly winds kind of ripping in through the Gulf of Mexico. So we don't really foresee any development taking place throughout this region. But one area that we're watching very, very closely is the Gulf of Mexico, where we have a newly formed tropical depression. It's the 14th depression of the season, TD number 14, right now roughly situated 140 miles southwest of Grand Cayman Island, currently packing winds of 35 miles per hour, and now it's finally showing signs of movement, slowly drifting off to the north-northeast. Now, we foresee more or less a northeasterly turn with this particular tropical depression, and that will likely take it over western Cuba, and eventually we think it will start to work its way over towards the Bahamas. At the very least, this system could bring some very heavy rains in its path, certainly some choppy waters and rough seas and some heavy surf. So we're watching this situation very, very closely. Right now, tropical storm warnings in effect from Grand Cayman, the Isle of Youth, back through western Cuba. We have tropical storm watches, though, in effect for the Florida Keys. Tropical storm watches, too, also in effect for most of the Bahamas at this point. So again, we'll have to watch the situation very, very closely for the potential for some inclement weather to be working in your direction in the next 24 hours. Now, if this system does become a tropical storm, it would be called Tropical Storm Marco. Right now, it's not as well organized as what it could be. We're still seeing some very deep convection, but all the convection is located to the east of the center of circulation. Right now, the center right about here. So again, all the heavier convection to the east of that. But we'll have to watch this very closely because the forecast does indicate possibly some strengthening over time. Elsewhere, though, another tropical wave south of the Cape Verde Islands, just off the African shoreline, and the eastern Pacific staying very quiet. Now let's check out Storm Watch with Nick.
And in addition to our tropical depression in the Caribbean, we're watching that area of low pressure in the Gulf that Cheryl was referring to bring a lot of rain into the southeast. Some of this is going to be heavy rain at times, flooding rains possible. We're seeing some heavy rain now into portions of southern Mississippi, also into the northern sections of South Carolina, where we're seeing Greer and Anderson both reporting heavy rain. Rain moving into the Atlanta area. Thunderstorms back along Interstate 20 toward Birmingham and southward. Some of this rain into southern Georgia and southern Alabama could be heavy too. All along the coastline, we're seeing rainy skies around South and North Carolina, and this is where we could see some flooding. Flash flood watches in effect for portions of the Georgia coastline up through South Carolina and even the inland areas of North Carolina, where rain will be falling on already saturated ground. So, despite the fact that we need some of this rain, it could be tricky travel today. Now, we want to look ahead into the weekend. Here's Cheryl.
We'll watch more cold weather pouring in across the upper Midwest and across the northeastern states for the upcoming weekend, and that could very well set the stage for maybe some rain and some snow around the Great Lakes, perhaps a little wintry potpourri back through New England. Meanwhile, showers and thunderstorms rolling in through Oklahoma and Texas, and then maybe some heavier rains gearing up across the Tennessee Valley by Sunday. Temperatures chilly to the north, fairly mild, though, across the south. Nick?
Big weather changes are ahead for the eastern third of the United States. You need the next hour of First Outlook to stay prepared. Beginning at 6:01, get the latest on the cold weather pushing across the northeast and a preview into what could be a major storm in the days ahead. Also, as needed rain soaks the southeast, there's a potential tropical storm in the making that may affect South Florida. At 6:20, a look at an underwater business that may not be cracked up to handle that late season disruption. And with all the possible disruption to travel, you need to be here at 6:10 and 6:40 for travel.
First Outlook is sponsored by Gore-Tex Outerwear and Footwear. Find a retailer or shop online. Comfort is where you find it.
Yuck! You spray poisonous chemicals. You set dangerous traps, and you pay an exterminator every month. But those stubborn pests just keep coming back. Not anymore. Introducing Pest Chaser, the sonic pest repeller that sounds like a jackhammer to pests, running them out of your home for good. Watch, these rodents are enjoying their new home. But look what happens after we plug in the Pest Chaser. They run out and away. Amazing! Satisfied customers know rodents, fleas, roaches, ants, spiders, and flies are no match for the Pest Chaser. One Pest Chaser protects an entire floor of your home, apartment, or condo. Plus, it's safe for the whole family, even your pets. Look, exterminators can charge $30 a month. That's $360 a year. But you can have the Pest Chaser for only $19.95. Call now and we'll include the Pest Chaser all-natural insect repellent. It's fresh-scented, safe, and effective. Yours free. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Order now.
Call 1-800-592-9977 to order your Pest Chaser for only $19.95 plus shipping and handling and receive the insect repellent free.
Do you think it's gonna snow? I don't know. Do you think it's gonna rain? I don't know. Do you think the sun is gonna shine on me? I don't know. Yes, I'm gonna be a star, and the sun is gonna shine on me.
With legendary Gore-Tex outerwear and footwear, comfort is where you find it.
Find a retailer or shop online. Comfort is where you find it.
Getting pumped before your next meeting? I like that strategy, but your game face could use a little work. You have to go for everything.
Tropical Depression 14. A look from above at the satellite review down into the Caribbean. You can see, notice on the western side of the storm, not a lot of thunderstorm activity like we have on the east side. And really for a well-defined system or a system that would indicate some growth, you really need to see that as a more unified or conformed as far as showers and thunderstorms around the entire area of the center of circulation. A better view shows the visible satellite picture. Since we're getting more daylight now, we can show you this, and you can see again on the western side sort of a hole here that's not allowing for a lot of thunderstorm activity to develop on this side of the storm, and that's sort of preventing the storm from intensifying, and we can see that in the advisory coming out at 11 o'clock. 17.9 degrees west, 82.7 degrees west. Center of circulation about 130 miles southwest of the Grand Cayman. Winds have not changed since the last advisory this morning, 35 miles an hour, movement to the northeast at 5. Pressure remains the same as well at 1,004 millibars. Where's the storm headed the next couple of days? Notice the northeast movement across Cuba, then ready to move back closer to the Bahamas as it continues to push off to the north and east. So any interest here in the Bahamas, maybe any vacation travel plans you have the next 24 to 36 hours, keeping a very close eye on this, as it's still projected to possibly become a tropical storm. That would be Tropical Storm Marco. A look at the advisories. We do still have the tropical storm watches in effect for northwest and central areas of the Bahamas. Tropical storm warnings continue, though, for western Cuba, central Cuba. This does include the Isle of Youth and also around the Cayman Islands as the storm continues to push off to the north and east. A broader view showing you some thunderstorm activity already moving closer into Cuba. More showers and thunderstorms, too, out and headed to the Bahamas. Looking good. The weather nice in Puerto Rico. If you have any travel plans here, out to the islands, a few showers moving in, too, just out to the east of the Lesser Antilles. A broader view of the Atlantic showing no problems here, just quiet conditions. By far, our major storm that we'll be keeping an eye on will be Tropical Depression number 14. Again, could become Tropical Storm Marco as we go throughout the day on your Tuesday. In the Gulf of Mexico, a lot of showers and thunderstorms here into the northeastern Gulf. We're seeing those showers and thunderstorms continue in the parts of Florida. In fact, severe thunderstorm warning continues for Cross City area there as you head into Dixie County in Florida. Nice conditions, though, in the western Gulf, all the way back across into Mexico. The Mexican coastline looking quiet. One place we're still seeing problems, though, is over into Chile. Torrential flooding rains continuing in this part of the world and causing a lot of problems. Numerous people have been evacuated from their homes. Also reports of some deaths in and around the area being affected by the heavy rains and the flooding. As you can see, a lot of damage from buildings, also automobiles, and again, some people being trapped in mudslides in this part of the world. As we head back to the lower 48, I want to show you the thunderstorm forecast. And again, here in the southeast, along our frontal boundary, could see some strong thunderstorms. Maybe even a few of the storms could be isolated. Severe storms throughout the late afternoon, early evening hours around the coastal areas of South Carolina, around the Grand Strand, extending back to the Golden Isles of Georgia and down into northern sections of Florida. Here's a look at the satellite review. Again, a lot of cloud cover here into the mid-Atlantic. This is just the beginning, as we'll see the clouds really increase by tonight And as we go to tomorrow, expect the showers not only from Washington but extending back into the northeast. A very rainy morning for you around New York City, also Philadelphia. The rain will progress toward the Boston area throughout the day. So what we're seeing in the southeast today is sort of the precursor of the more showers and thunderstorms that will head up the coastline throughout the day on Wednesday. Again, severe weather here across northern areas of Florida. The severe thunderstorm warning until 12 o'clock for Dixie County into the Florida Panhandle. Lines of showers and storms pretty heavy now across north and northwestern areas of the state. Also now into southwestern areas of Georgia. More showers continuing too just north of Atlanta. We still have the delays at the Atlanta airport. Keep that in mind as you're doing any travel on this Tuesday morning. Looking at the radar quickly across the Carolinas, still a lot of rain showers too as you head back over into coastal areas of North and South Carolina. The wet weather in the south could create more problems for one group in Tennessee. That's a group of students in Bristol will have their
turn all night. Nautilus created this patent-pending air chamber design that absorbs and distributes your weight. It relieves pressure points to help you sleep better and longer. Individual remote controls allow you to increase or decrease the firmness on your side of the bed, so you can have that feather soft feel and your spouse can have the extra firm support he or she has always needed. Nautilus added a NASA-designed foam layer. Research shows that it can reduce pressure and provide a more restful sleep. The Nautilus sleep system comes with 2 dry clean friendly pillow tops, so you can always sleep on a clean, comfortable mattress. You need to call right now to find out more about this revolutionary new way of sleeping and receive this video.
Thanks for joining us for the Tropical Update. I'm Christina Abernathy. Now with more details on what's going on with our Tropical Depression 14, here's our hurricane expert, Dr. Steve Lyons.
Thanks, Christina, and it's nearing Cuba slowly but steadily, and so is the rain, and we're going to expect anywhere from 6 inches to a foot of rain over the higher mountains of Cuba overnight and into early tomorrow. Let's have a look at the latest satellite image of the larger picture of the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Basically what we're looking at are 2 low pressure systems. This is our tropical depression, right now not showing any signs of producing all that much wind near any of the Caribbean island areas. And this low pressure area here, which just gave a sustained wind of 48 miles per hour at Diamond Shoals Light out here just off the Carolina coastline on the north side. Big trough of low pressure sweeping through the Gulf of Mexico, clearing that area out. Florida, you'll be in great shape tomorrow weather-wise as this shower band moves off to the east. So we'll be doing a pretty good job with that system moving off to the north and the winds accelerating to the north of it. Let's look at the tropical depression a little more carefully here. See the low pressure center basically right about in here, just very close to Grand Cayman Island, which currently has winds only of about 15 mile per hour sustained winds. But notice the circulation is very skewed off to the east. All the heavy rain will be added to the east of the center as the system moves basically off to the north-northeast. That means most of the rain will be away from Florida from this particular system. So we're looking at the Bahamas and Cuba for the heavier rain event. We expect this to become extratropical as it passes through Cuba and starts to tangle up with that upper level trough that's pushing off through the Gulf of Mexico right now. The current information, 35 mile per hour winds moving to the north-northeast at 10. We may see that motion become a little bit faster as we go into this evening as the system continues to form more toward the northwest with time and then north-northeast into the deeper thunderstorm areas. Pressure's down to 1,002 millibars based on the hurricane hunters being out there. We have some tropical storm warnings up over Cuba and the Cayman Islands, and as the system passes the Caymans, if we don't get any stronger winds that we see now, we would expect those winds to, that warning to be dropped. We may see the warnings extend farther to the east if the system continues to develop more toward the east. Of course, we have tropical storm watches up for basically the northern 2/3 of the Bahamas. No watches or warnings up for the portions of the United States, including Florida, because we expect the system to move on off to the northeast. Become a very powerful system. It could become a named tropical storm before it becomes an extratropical storm over the southwestern North Atlantic over the next several days. Now this other low pressure system, as it comes to the north, out of the east, the winds are accelerating. You can see 43 miles per hour here, and this particular site right here just reported a wind of 48 miles per hour. So blustery winds there, but the good news is it's moving to the north quickly. Remainder of the Atlantic, relatively quiet. We're watching this one low pressure system out here, but it's under fairly strong upper level wind shear and showing no signs of developing right now. Now, as you're going off into the eastern Pacific, all is quiet along the Mexican Riviera, but two low pressure systems, one just north of Hawaii and one moving off Japan, which was a typhoon, are generating some high surf. This one's generating 10-foot seas for the Hawaiian Island area, and this area here is producing wave action on the order of 18 to 24 feet we expect over the next 24 to 36 hours. That's Thursday and Friday time frame in the Hawaiian Islands. Very big surf on the North Shore if you're heading that way. Surfers, you'll love it. Tourists, be very careful in that high surf. Let's get back to the studio now with Christina.
All right, thanks a lot, Dr. Lyons. Again, lots of wet weather across the southeast. This is going to be a big weather maker in our forecast. We could even see some isolated severe storms this evening, but all of this wet weather is going to head up to the north as we see our area of low pressure redeveloping off the southeast coast. It's going to move up the east coast. It's going to mean rainy, windy conditions in the northeast, high wind warnings in effect for the New York City area, for example, with wind gusts 40 to 50 miles per hour, a possibility in your forecast. Again, we're dealing with lots of wet weather and stormy weather here across the south. We'll have more on all of this coming up. Stay with us.
This program was brought to you by The Home Depot, driving down the cost of home improvement.
You know, this room could use some new paint.
Yeah, I can do that.
How about rust? No, a pure red with a faux finish. Ooh, and that dry brush technique. Maybe a honey undertone.
How do I do that?
It's easy. Let's start over here.
You know, she said something about dry brush.
It's dragging. And actually, there's a clinic tomorrow. Why don't you come out?
And you're going to drag, and you're going to weave. You've got it now. That's great. It's beautiful.
It was easy.
Think of e-business as a game. You got players, you got management. You got opponents who don't always play by the rules. It's a game that takes strategy and winning plays. Learn the plays. Get your free copy of IBM's playbook for e-business with winning strategies that bring real e-business know-how to your business. So, if you're going to play, get the book and play to win.
Think you got greasy messes? Look at this. They don't call them greasy spoons for nothing. But with the power of Orange Clean tough-acting degreaser, just spray and grease is gone. It's powered with pure orange oil. That's why in your home, it quickly cuts through the caked-on grease, food splatters, grime, even greasy fingerprints for a powerfully fresh clean. Try Orange Clean and the...
James Sokolov at 1-800-952-2883. That's 1-800-952-2883. 1-800-952-2883.
Yeah, it's headed right at me. I got it in my camera view. It's headed right in front of me.
I certainly find tornadoes both beautiful as well as scary forces to be respected. In some cases, tornadoes may have a hypnotic effect to them that you can't believe that one is headed right to you. You're almost spellbound by the symmetry of it and the grace in some cases of it, its swirling motions, to the point that some people have become almost petrified or paralyzed or hypnotized, standing motionless in the street, even literally as it began to threaten their lives. The public has a fascination with tornadoes, love to watch tornado videos, but I think anyone who's experienced one would give a much different opinion of tornadoes. They would really describe them as monsters that have changed their lives forever.
Used to, I thought, not us, not